If the RMS voltage drop across a 15K resistor is 16 V, the peak current through the resistor is A 15 mA, B 1.5 mA, C 10 mA, D 1 mA. The correct answer is 1.5 mA. The conductive loop on the rotor of a simple two-pole single-phase generator rotates at a rate of 400 rps. The frequency of the induced output voltage is A 40 Hz, B 100 Hz, C 400 Hz, D indeterminable. The correct answer is 400 Hz. How many degrees are there in 3 rad? A 6, B 60, C 180, D 27. The correct answer is 60. To produce an 800 Hz sine wave, a 4-pole generator must be operated at A 200 rps, B 400 rps, C 800 rps, D 1600 rps. The correct answer is 400 rps. One sine wave has a positive going 0 crossing at 15 and another sine wave has a positive going 0 crossing at 55. The phase angle between the two waveforms is A 0, B 45, C 40, D none of the above. The correct answer is 40. If the RMS current through a 4.7K resistor is 4 mA, the peak voltage drop across the resistor is A 4 V, B 18.8 V, C 26.6 V, D 2.66 V. The correct answer is 26.6 V. A pulse waveform has a high time of 8 ms and a pulse width of 32 ms. The duty cycle is A 25, B 50, C 1, D 100. The correct answer is 25. A 20 kHz pulse waveform consists of pulses that are 15 s wide. The duty cycle A is 1, B is 30, C is 100, D cannot be determined. The correct answer is 30. If the peak of a sine wave is 13 V, the peak-to-peak value is A 6.5 V, B 13 V, C 26 V, D none of the above. The correct answer is 26 V. A sinusoidal current has an RMS value of 14 mA. The peak-to-peak value is A 45.12 mA, B 16 mA, C 39.6 mA, D 22.6 mA. The correct answer is 39.6 mA. A signal with a 400 s period has a frequency of A 250 Hz, B 500 Hz, C 25000 Hz, D 400 Hz. The correct answer is 500 Hz. A sine wave of 15 kHz is changing at a faster rate than a sine wave with a frequency of A 25 kHz, B 12 kHz, C 18 kHz, D 1.3 MHz. The correct answer is 12 kHz. The average value of a 12 V peak sine wave over one complete cycle is A 0 V, B 1.27 V, C 7.64 V, D 6.37 V. The correct answer is 0 V. When a sine wave has a frequency of 100 Hz in 12 s, it goes through A1 100 cycle, B 12 cycles, C 120 cycles, D1 200 cycles. The correct answer is 1 200 cycles. A sawtooth wave has a period of 10 ms. Its frequency is A 10 Hz, B 50 Hz, C 100 Hz, D 1000 Hz. The correct answer is 100 Hz. Two series resistors are connected to an AC source. If there are 7.5 vrms across one resistor and 4.2 vrms across the other, the peak source voltage is A 16.54 V, B 1.65 V, C 10.60 V, D 5.93 V. The correct answer is 16.54 V. If a sine wave goes through 10 cycles in 20s, the period is A 20s, B 4s, C 2s, D 100s. The correct answer is 2s. A square wave has a period of 60s. The first odd harmonic is A 5 kHz, B 50 kHz, C 500 kHz, D 33.33 kHz. The correct answer is 50 kHz. Sine wave A has a positive going 0 crossing at 45. Sine wave B has a positive going 0 crossing at 60. Which of the following statements is true? A wave A leads wave B by 15. B wave A lags wave B by 15. C wave A leads wave B by 105. D wave A lags wave B by 105. The correct answer is wave A leads wave B by 15. A phasor represents A the magnitude and a quantity direction, B the width of a quantity, C the phase angle, D the magnitude of a quantity. The correct answer is the magnitude and a quantity direction. A sine wave with a period of 4 ms is changing at a faster rate than a sine wave with a period of A 0.0045 s, B 2 ms, C 1.5 ms, D 300 s. The correct answer is 0.0045 s. A waveform has a baseline of 3 V, a duty cycle of 20 and an amplitude of 8 V. The average voltage value is A 4 V, B 4.6 V, C 1.6 V, D 11 V. The correct answer is 4 V. A sine wave with an RMS value of 12 V is riding on a DC level of 18 V. The maximum value of the resulting waveform is A 6 V, B 30 V, C 35 V, D 0 V. The correct answer is 35 V. If the RMS current through a 6.8K resistor is 8 mA, the RMS voltage drop across the resistor is A 5.44 V, B 54.4 V, C 7.07 V, D 8 V. The correct answer is 54.4 V. The average half-cycle value of a sine wave with a 40 V peak is A 25.48 V, B 6.37 V, C 14.14 V, D 50.96 V. The correct answer is 25.48 V. In both induction and synchronous AC motors, A the operating speed is very steady, B the stator magnetic field is stationary, C the stator magnetic field rotates, D the squirrel cage forms the rotor. The correct answer is the stator magnetic field rotates. Most practical alternators generate electricity from A coil rotating within a magnetic field, B a magnetic field rotating around fixed windings, C a permanent magnet rotating within a varying electromagnetic field, D none of the above. The correct answer is a magnetic field rotating around fixed windings. A half-cycle average voltage of 12 V is equal to what RMS voltage? A 13.33 V, B 8.48 V, C 18.84 V, D 7.64 V. The correct answer is 13.33 V. What is the instantaneous peak voltage at 250 on a 6V peak sine wave? A 5.64 V. B 5.64 V. C 26.13 V. D 26.13 V. The correct answer is 5.64 V. A rectangular wave that has a duty cycle of 50 could be called a AC wave, B sawtooth wave, C square wave, D triangular wave. The correct answer is square wave. The effective value of a sine wave is equal to A 0.707 of peak voltage, B 0.636 of peak voltage, C sin 45 of peak voltage, D both 0.707 of peak voltage and sin 45 of peak voltage. The correct answer is both 0.707 of peak voltage and sin 45 of peak voltage. What is the fourth harmonic of a fundamental frequency of 400 Hz? A 100 Hz, B 4 kHz, C 4 Hz, D 1.6 kHz. The correct answer is 1.6 kHz. A single-phase induction motor. A is self-starting. B operates at a fixed speed. C is less reliable than a three-phase synchronous motor. D none of the above. The correct answer is none of the above. What is the average voltage when a rectangular wave's baseline voltage is 20 V, its peak-to-peak voltage is 50 V, and its duty cycle is 20? A 26 V, B 30 V, C 40 V, D 45 V. The correct answer is 30 V.